So I've read Bob Schutt's book.
Hmm.
I think it's called Be Healed.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's a wonderful book. Really, I do recommend it. But it left me probably with more questions than answers. And I think one of the biggest
Okay.
questions it left me is just the idea of what psychological healing from psychological wounds looks like. Because,
Mm.
you know, certainly all of us in life have gone through wounds. I don't think any human being can get through this broken world without them.
Mm.
But when I think about it, I'm like, well, I don't know if I'm healed because I still have the memories.
Mm.
Maybe they still cause me a certain amount of pain.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they influence my behavior in certain ways. And, so what does healing look like?
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, you certainly can't take away the memories, and it has certainly shaped who you are.
Right. Well, again, I look at that. What is my relationship now to those memories? Do those memories leave me completely incapacitated and unable to function, or do I have a different? Do I have like maybe a step back from them,
Mm,
and I can look at those memories and go, man, what a time. And in a way, maybe even this is maybe pushing it, but like I grew from that.
like almost
I'm
rejoice,
I'm
right,
like,
in what's happened to you.
yeah, and then like I'm a better person for it, or that's kind of further along. But
Well, that's kind of what
but
I was concluding that, but Bob Schutz didn't, I think, really explain well was
mm,
when you can think about your memories, perhaps even hopefully in gratitude,
right.
but at least in peace,
Mm-hmm.
that you're not
Yes.
all of a sudden experiencing a lot of negative emotions
Yeah.
when you think of those
Anxiety
memories or
or yeah.
the
Mm-hmm.
hurt, whatever it is.
Yeah. Exactly. So that would be a goal. That would be like a hope for the healing. To definitely have a right relationship with the things that happened in the past and to not be slave to them, because then it's kind of like I'm being slave to, maybe it's victimization. Maybe I'm being a slave to that idea of woe is me, or
Right. And it's almost as if, some people will experience a wound and then re-experience it,
yeah.
even as Christ wants us to, experience it, forgive, move on,
Mm-hmm.
and allow it to shape us in a good way. But
Yeah.
versus anytime it comes back, you're going back into that painful place of, it's almost as if you are re-victimized.
Right. Which is a very real thing. And so maybe perhaps there's more healing to be done there, or maybe it's kind of needing to look for and explore growing another part of us. Like there's, I mean, in IFS we talk about having different
What
parts.
is IFS?
Internal family systems. I would say that's probably one of the most in the counseling world. There's a lot of different interventions or theories. There's internal family systems. There's satir systemic. Satir is Virginia Satir was the founder of like systemic theory of
Mm,
family therapy. Um, you have Sue Johnson. She recently died. She's the co-founder of emotion focused therapy.
mm.
Um, uh, there's a lot. There's a lot of different schools of thought and schools of methodology. And internal family systems is so beautiful. I would say it's the one that aligns most with Catholicism, and it plays into all of these different methodologies. Kind of are doing the same thing
Mm.
in terms of helping us understand who we are and what parts there are that are playing out, and how does that impact our relationships with ourselves and with each other.
Mm.
So I lean towards, because I know it better than IFS at this moment, is emotion focused therapy, which is based and rooted in attachment theory. And attachment theory is basically the the thought that we are, the concept that we are in our earliest attachments with our parents or caregivers, whoever was around, that we form our attachment styles at that time.
Mm.
And then those attachments then impact our adult relationship. So let's say I had a mom who was kind of neglectful. This isn't true, Mom. You weren't neglectful. But if she was neglectful,
Right.
I probably would be more of an anxious, attached person, because I'm like, oh, are you leaving now? Where are you going? Can I come with you? So there would be a lot more like anxiety about being left behind.
Mm.
If I had a parent who is very on top of me all the time, I might be like uh, avoidant, want to be like, get away, it's too close. Or abusive. That might lead to an avoidant attachment. So it's like, I don't want anything to do with you. You hurt me. You're painful. What we want for our kids is to be a safe haven where they can feel free to come and go. They can trust that we will be there if they need us, and that we can also, that they feel free to learn to become independent. So
Yeah.
that would be a securely attached person. There's all
Well,
different kinds: secure, avoidant attached, anxious attached. So there's lots of different
but I think
kinds of it.
like in most things, St. Thomas Aquinas talks about how virtue is the mean between two extremes. And probably that's very true in psychological and in relational as well, right?
There's
Is
the
that
intersect.
we want to find
Yes.
that happy medium
Yes.
between being super controlling and super neglectful, right? So
Yes.
so all virtue really is in the midpoint.
Perfect. Yeah, which is actually the beautiful thing about why. So I was so afraid to be a counselor because I'm like, how could I ever be helpful to somebody? Like I'm so young for one thing, and two, it's just like it's too overwhelming. But then eventually, when I had my conversion, it was like, no, Jesus is the real healer.
Mm.
And it's not just this like cheesy saying. It's not just like a, oh, Jesus will be the counselor. And, no, it's
Yeah.
literally like he encompassed all of that, and he's left us with so much